All right, just wanted to go through what happens when you close on a property as well. So when you start an escrow, obviously there is this form here with the new escrow due within 3 days. When a property actually closes, then we also need it on file. And so this is the same way you'll go through, and if it's a buyer closing, and I won't actually fill this one out because it's kind of self-explanatory, but you're the agent. It'd be me, sales price. A lot of times the sales price has changed between the time it actually closes and the initial escrow turned in up front. And so, the date of acceptance is always the same. Your close of escrow date is usually different. Financing may be different. Lender maybe is an added field here. So lender, client's name, address, their information. This is where you'll put the title company who closed the deal, the other agent who closed the deal, and then right here for your commission. Let's say it was a 3% commission. It was your agent generated lead, in your split or company split or whatever you're set up on. The additional comments may be, this is, I gave the buyer 1% of my commission or whatever. You're going to, just any comments that might help us with the deal. And then at this point, page 2 has kind of stayed the same as our previous document. You're going to put everything that applies. Keep in mind that everything that the buyer has signed is required. As the broker, it's hard to tell what you've turned in and not turned in, or done. But we really need obviously every contract, counteroffer, addenda, short sale, HOA as is. We do need an agency disclosure, that the buyer knows. This is just to cover your butt. It's super important that you have that on file. It's easiest done with the very first offer you write with them. Just get that signed once and you're done. You can have it on file for the rest of your relationship with them. Dual agency is important if there are. Pre-qual or proof of funds, pool disclosure, these disclosures are pretty simple. We absolutely must have a copy of the earnest money check or the earnest money receipt. This is super important. Even if the deal is perfect and it goes right through, this is required to have on file by the Department of Real Estate. And any of these that apply. A buyer broker we're not required to have on file, but if you have one that you want to enforce with fees or anything like that, you must have it on file. SPUDs, buyer advisory is just good to have. Market conditions is just good to have. Any BINSR we need to have on file if there's been signed. And again, you can just double click this and you can sign the document, or you can just print this out and scan it back to us. This is obviously required to get paid, and we're going to start getting these checks turned around much quicker than we have in the past with the new systems we got in place and so forth. So it should be beneficial for everybody. Let me know if you have any other questions. You don't need to fill out any on-cue closing file. That's what I'll do when I audit the file. So thanks.